Mind Mastery, the first episode. Negative thoughts and their impact on your lives. Stay tuned. Hey guys, and welcome back to Tipharot and welcome back to the Mind Mastery series. So this is the first real episode. If you haven't seen the introduction, you can check it out. There'll be a link on screen. And basically in this series I'm talking about the mind and how you can master it and how you can kind of get control of your life back from the subconscious influences that move you in different directions. Now in this episode I want to talk a bit about negative thoughts. We all have them. We have our anxieties, our fears, our phobias, and we have all these thoughts. And a lot of the time they constrict us, they restrain us from doing the things that we're really capable of. You know, we'll feel anxious about going to a certain place, so we just put it off and we don't go. And perhaps if we went there, we might have had experiences that rid us of that anxiety or that brought us good things. So we have these negative thoughts, everyone has them, it doesn't matter. Even if you're a really, really positive person, like myself, I'm happy and positive and living life in joy and all of that 99% of the time, but there's still times where I'll have, negative thoughts, where I'll be anxious about something, where I'll be stressed about something. The fact is, those thoughts are unavoidable, but there are good ways to deal with them, and that's what I want to show you guys now. So the first thing that I want to suggest is every time that you get a thought, you actually have the choice to either accept that thought or reject that thought. So when you get all those negative thoughts, the thing that most people do is they just take the thought at face value and they accept it. They don't realise they're accepting it, but that's what they're doing. When you get an anxiety, for example, and you act on it and you take on some avoidance behaviour, avoiding the thing that you're anxious about, then that's you accepting the thought. Whereas instead you need to reject it. You need to consciously say, look, okay, I've had this thought, it's there, I'm not going to listen to it. I'm going to completely do the opposite. I'm not going to listen to it, whatever. It's there, but I'm not going to do it. So every time you have a negative thought, and I want you to start doing this every day. It's going to be hard at first. You might not notice all the negative thoughts. So you might, react too late. It might be that you get the thought and you accept it, and then it's only 10 minutes later where you realise that you accepted it. So what I want you to do though is, from now on, every time you get a negative thought, I want you to consciously make the decision that you reject it. Just say, look, this is crap. This isn't what I'm accepting. I'm rejecting this thought. And you might not be able to necessarily act differently right away. If you have, say, anxiety disorder, or you have, say, depression, and you get this really horrible thought that's in your way, you can reject it, but you might not be able to then go and, face that fear or face that worry anyway. But as you start rejecting these thoughts more and more often, your brain will learn that giving you these thoughts is not, helping you in any way. You're rejecting them anyway, so it's a waste of the brain's time to show them to you. So you start to get less and less of these thoughts. I mean, I started doing this probably about a year or so ago, and in that time, I went from feeling negative probably 30-40% of the time to feeling negative less than, a fraction of the percent of the time. And it's really amazing what this can do. And the other thing is, when you get positive thoughts, I want you to consciously make the decision to accept them. Now, you should be getting more positive thoughts than negative thoughts, hopefully, especially as this goes on. The more you reject negative thoughts, the more positive thoughts you have. But what is important is to look at those really positive thoughts, not just, the little ones where you're just happy over just some little thing that's happened or whatever, but the things that make you really, 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 really happy to be alive. So say, you get some really good news, or you get a promotion at work or whatever. Every time you have something like that happen, over the next few weeks, months, even years, I want you to consciously notice that and be grateful. Being grateful is a great form of accepting a thought. When you're grateful for the thing that has happened, when you're grateful for the thoughts that you're having, your brain goes, hey look, I'm getting rewarded every time I get these thoughts. I need more of these thoughts. And so this spiral kind of continues, and you start getting more and more positive thoughts and less negative thoughts. So you are actually the master of your own thoughts. I know it might seem not like that sometimes. Sometimes we get these intrusive thoughts, these thoughts that come up, of their own accord, and we can't seem to do anything about them. If we try not to think about them, they just kind of pop up more and more. It's like me saying, don't think of a pink polar bear. You're going to think of it because you're trying not to, and by trying not to, you're actually thinking about it. But the trick here is just to notice those thoughts. Don't try and ignore them. But when they're bad, you reject them. When they're good, you accept them. And this is just the simplest of all tips, and it might sound, artificial on the surface, but am I really rejecting the thought just by saying that? Well, the thing is, you're going to notice. At first, you're going to notice that it's just cumbersome. You're just having to go, oh, I reject this thought, but not really believing it. After a few days, you're going to start to notice those thoughts are popping up less and less, and that when you do reject them, you're actually feeling like you're consciously rejecting them. And then as that goes on over the next few weeks and months, you're going to start to feel more and more of these positive thoughts coming in and in and in, and you're going to be accepting those, and you're going to move into a more positive mindset overall. So that's been the end of the first lesson of mind mastery. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and start practicing this today. Start noticing those negative thoughts and rejecting them and accepting those positive thoughts. Thank you for watching, guys, and if you enjoyed the video and you want more content like this, or you want to stay tuned for the next episode of Mind Mastery, then remember to subscribe up there, because we've got regular videos that come out every Wednesday, Saturday, and occasionally some others. If you enjoyed the video, you can leave a thumbs up, and if you have any comments or questions about the process, about how you reject the thoughts and stuff like that, then leave that down in the comments below. And if you want to keep watching, then there'll be a video linked on screen somewhere. Take care, guys, and thanks for watching. Peace.